Welcome back to another episode of the Veritas Road. Carson back here with Murph. Our top story tonight, local authorities are investigating the murder of an Arkansas rice farmer who was clubbed to death with antique figurines during work out in the fields. Police have issued a statement saying that this is the first known occurrence in the area of a knick-knack paddywhack.
That was beautifully written.
Thank you. I did my best on it. Is that's the only thing you had to say about that?
It sounded like it could have come from MSNBC,
Definitely
and CNN, and Fox News. And what are the other ones? What are some other ones?
PBS has news.
What's the difference in CNBC and MSNBC? PBS? Isn't that what like Thomas the Tank Engine's on?
Yeah.
They have news?
Yeah, I was on their news website today.
Well, I've just learned something.
Yeah. I didn't know they had news until
that
today.
was wonderfully written. And beautifully presented.
Tell me nonsense like that doesn't sound like it could be an actual news story these days, though.
Well, yeah,
I feel like it could be.
That's what I said by listing off all the things that could have been on.
Oh, I see your point.
Yeah.
I see your point. Yeah, I mean, it's wild. It's legitimately wild.
Yeah.
So, you and I have been going through some news articles over the past week, yeah?
Yep.
And
printed out a whole bunch here.
Yeah, I found some of the more wild stuff I could track down. I tried to look at, wasn't it Corbett? Well, I don't know his first name. Steve? James Corbett. And you can't get any of his news report without subscribing to his website, so I don't have anything from
that's kind of
I was a little disappointed. Dumb. I think it's free.
I just need to sign up. Try to go to his YouTube?
No.
Oh. Well, whose fault is that?
It's 100% mine. I think all I needed to do is create a free account and sign up. That was.
But then you'll get a whole bunch of emails you don't want.
Exactly. And that's a real problem.
You'll have to have another password.
I already have a Post-it note on my computer that's 1.5 miles long.
But no, they don't tell you to, dude. That's like the number one thing you don't do. You'll get phished if you do that.
Why is that such a problem? If somebody hacks into my Spotify account, what are they going to do? What are they going to take?
Your data.
They're gonna know what I'm listening to?
Yeah, and they'll know where you live, and they'll know what you wear, and they'll know how you sleep.
That seems a little creepy.
Sleep.
I don't want them to know how I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
I do fall asleep.
That's how good these hackers are.
I do fall asleep to Spotify sometimes. Throw on a podcast and go to sleep, you know?
A podcast like this one?
I mean, you could probably fall asleep to us.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So, yeah, James Corbett, you failed?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I have other
any other failings you want to talk about?
I mean, plenty, but let's not get into those right now. I want to talk about the news articles you looked up.
Yeah, I looked up a whole bunch. I printed them off because I'm old school.
Yeah, I have mine on my computer because I'm not.
So should I read them? Just
like start with one and tell us about
it. All right, this is the most riveting thing you've ever heard. This is from CNN. How a global seafood giant broke Red Lobster.
I saw that, but I didn't read it. Oh, I thought it was going to be dumb.
It is kind of dumb, but it's kind of sad because I love Red Lobster. I love their cheddar biscuits. I have fond memories of endless shrimp in college.
Okay. That's great.
But I don't think they're going anywhere because I read this like about 10 minutes ago or less. So I don't think they're going anywhere.
So that's just a clickbait.
Yeah, it's just a clickbait headline. Apparently, they're blaming all their troubles on a giant seafood conglomerate called the Thai Union Group, which could be racist. They got to be careful if they're doing that.
Right. Well, everything's racist now.
Yeah. But Thai Union Group will not be involved in their day-to-day operations, including its supply chain. And that was approved by their top executives. So,
what's the problem with Thai Union Group?
Oh, from whose perspective?
I guess
from Red Lobster's perspective?
Red Lobster's, yeah.
Well, there's a quote in here from a guy who worked at Red Lobster's. You want me to read that?
Yeah, I would love to hear it.
It's really exciting. This is from Les Foreman, and he was a West Coast Division vice president who worked at Red Lobster's for 20 years. I keep saying Red Lobster's. It's just Red Lobster.
You're like one of those people in the South who says Kroger's.
Yeah, I'm sorry for everyone who really offends. It kind of offends me. At least I noticed I was doing it. All right, Les Foreman said, it was miserable working there for the last year and a half I was there. But that doesn't make sense because then it goes on to say he worked there for 20 years. So something doesn't add up.
It just means the last year and a half he was there of the 20 years.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know how to read, right?
Apparently not. You corrected me, though, so thank you. They didn't have any idea about running a restaurant company in the United States.
Oh, so they're legitimately from Thailand.
Yeah, that's why this could be racist. I mean, the person's name, Thai Union CEO's name is Thirapong Chansiri. So I think that's all you need to know there. They're from Thailand. And I'm not saying anything bad about that. I'm just saying they're from Thailand.
Unarguably from Thailand.
Yeah.
Thailand. Thailand? Is it Thailand or Thailand?
I don't know.
Does anybody have a comment on that here?
I know the capital is Bangkok.
I mean, that's a funny word.
It's always funny.
Yeah.
Is Thailand the one that's called something else too? Or is that Laos?
I thought it was Taiwan.
No, dude. Taiwan is like real China. One of them has another name. I think it might be Burma.
Burma definitely has another name. I can't remember what it is. Young Donald, will you look up the term Burma?
Well, I guess in a broader point, like, is that really news? Why
That's not news.
Why is
at
that
all
on CNN?
Yeah.
Burma's other name is Myanmar.
Oh, yeah, Myanmar, yeah. I knew it was one of those. Thanks, John.
That was almost as good as a peegasm. The feeling of knowing that made me... It's like when you really need to pee and you feel good. That was like that.
I don't love your description of how you would describe it.
Am I wrong?
But I guess not.
It was like an intellectual peegasm. That's what that felt like.
Well, I'm glad you're happy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So that's just a fun little news story about how Thailand has killed Red Lobster. So if Red Lobster closes in your town, blame the entire country of Thailand.
Blame all
because they had a fiercely loyal culture and low turnover, but now they don't.
They did, man. When I was working in restaurants back in the day, like that's how you knew where the good restaurants were, is knowing like where people didn't leave. So like, people would come migrate to your restaurant from other places and they'd be like, oh, I'm from such and such place. Nobody ever came over from Red Lobster because they made money there. But I guess it's not the case anymore since they got taken over.
Yeah, I guess so.
Why is that on CNN? What business do they have reporting on that?
I don't know, but did you know the endless shrimp was $20 last year? I thought it was like $13.
That's still cheap for endless shrimp.
Extreme inflation.
Spend $20 on like 2 shrimp these days. So getting endless shrimp for that's kind of a steal.
Yeah, I'm kind of rereading this. This is crazy, dude. $575 million is how much this company bought in Red Lobster. That is humongous.
And then they're divesting from the company, right?
I don't know. I didn't read this really. I just thought it was interesting to talk about Red Lobster.
So you have no idea what the conclusion of this story is.
As long as the cheddar biscuits survive, then who cares, right?
I guess that's true. That's all people want are those Cheddar Bay biscuits from Red Lobster. They don't care if their employees are treated like trash. That's sad, though, dude. Restaurant life is hard enough without somebody coming in and making it more difficult.
Yeah.
You worked in a restaurant for a little bit. You know what it's like.
Yeah, I was the host at Cracker Barrel. Wow, the people are paying $44 for a meal.
That's not super uncommon. It probably is kind of uncommon at Red Lobster. I don't think $50 for a meal at
I don't
Red
know.
Lobster.
Honestly, I can't tell you the last time I've been to Red Lobster. But
have you found the end of this article yet?
No, I'm just. That's probably about it.
Okay.
It's a good light way to start off talking about
Red Lobster's potential demise.
Yeah. So everyone should just keep that in the back of their mind. Just, with all the crazy stuff in the world, Red Lobster's feeling it too.
It's good to know. Is it Olive Garden or is it just Red Lobster?
I don't know.
We should find that out. Yeah. John, can you find that out?
I mean, you can read this. I think that's the whole point. Is these people from Thailand bought it, and it's not Darden. They also own John West Foods and Chicken of the Sea.
That's a cracker.
Is it?
Yeah, I think.
I don't know.
I think it's a cracker. Either that or it's a tuna fish brand.
Red Lobster's headquarters is in Orlando, which is kind of weird because Orlando's not on the ocean.
Oh, so yeah, that tells you how much I knew about geography. I thought Orlando was on the ocean.
No, it's like in the middle of Florida.
No.
I've been there once. It's really hot.
Why do people go there? Is that where Disney...
Yeah, Disney World there, and Universal, and the Magic.
And Disneyland's the one in California, right?
Yeah, I've been there too.
Okay.
It was not as hot. It was much cooler.
That's because it's in California.
Yeah, but I was in Disneyland in August and Disney World in October of different years. And it was hotter in October in Florida. That's a fact.
I mean, that makes sense. Florida sucks, dude.
Okay.
I just don't like it very much.
I kind of like it. It's nice at the beach.
It's hot.
Well, if you're at the beach, then who cares?
I guess that's true.
It wouldn't be great living like in the middle where it's like swampy and hot.
That's okay. Fair point. John, did you find anything out about Darden?
Yeah, so Red Lobster is no longer owned by the Darden Group.
Oh.
It was sold in 2014 to these Thailand people.
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know that. That's actually exciting news to me. That's interesting to me.
Exciting.
That tells you where my life's at. I find that interesting.
Well,
I find that interesting.
okay. What did you...
Can I share one with you?
Yeah, come up with your news.
A man was arrested after throwing a flammable substance on a complete stranger in an NYC subway station and then set his shirt on fire.
Was there a reason he did that?
No. No reason is reported. It says about 2:45 p.m. as a train was pulling up to some place in Manhattan.
What was the place? Did it say what the place was?
Houston Street Station.
Okay.
It said the guy obviously was burned on his torso, but it sounds like he's fine now. But like, people are just throwing gas or alcohol on other people and just lighting them on fire. What in the world's going on up there, dude?
Yeah, I've heard that all kinds of stuff about New York going crazy. But
well, hasn't it all kind of gone to hell after all the like mass exodus from Corona and all that?
Probably. I haven't been up there since 2019, but probably.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I've heard. I don't really know anybody who lives there anymore because everybody moved away.
I'm saying if they're throwing fire, then yeah, it sounds like it's gone to hell, literally.
They're basically making human Molotov cocktails on the subway.
Yeah, that's wild. When did this? How
up.
Recently was this?
I just got off of it. Give me 2 seconds.
This was on Saturday, May 25th.
There you go.
Yesterday.
At 2:45 p.m.
Dude, this is breaking news. We're bringing you breaking news on the Veritas Road.
Oh, yeah, that was yesterday. Today's May 26th.
Yeah.
That's implied by me saying it was
I guess
yesterday.
this won't be news whenever this comes out.
That's true. We should have thought of that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they have archives. Like, can you go up and look up old news stories from like 15 years ago?
I'm pretty sure. There are places to do that, right?
But can you do that on CNN, though?
I don't know. I've never tried.
Me either. I've also never thought about that.
Has anybody ever wanted to do that on CNN? All right. Well, that's all I wanted to talk about on that one.
Did you have something to glean from that, or just the insaneness of it all?
The only thing to glean from that, I feel like, is just what kind of crazy condition freaking New York's in, apparently. Like, so all these bigger cities where people have been leaving because they want to get away from all the nonsense that was going on there, have just gone to pot. Like, they've all turned into unpleasant places that nobody wants to live in, and it kind of turned to wild stuff like that, happening, at least from what I've heard. Obviously, I don't live in a big city, so I don't know if that's the case everywhere. But
yeah, who knows? In San Francisco, they live on the streets and poop everywhere and have just needles everywhere. So
right,
it seems to be right, but
yeah,
like I said, we hadn't been there.
Well, I mean, down here in Tennessee, I bet Nashville's headed that direction. It's exploding.
Yeah, I haven't been in downtown Nashville in years.
I don't go there anymore because it's so so crowded.
Yeah, it's just very expensive.
Like all these, Nashville, dude, Austin's exploded from what I hear. Like, and they're all like, the cities themselves are starting to degrade just because of the gigantic influx of people. And it's driving the locals out, which is sad.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's wild. Somebody just randomly doing that.
Yeah.
Surely there's got to be more to that than just someone randomly doing that.
I mean, you would think, but dude, there are crazy people out there.
Yeah.
Like insane people.
What site was this from?
This was from CNN.
Maybe CNN's just saying that to get people scared.
You think?
Like, if you're going to go on a train, you're going to get someone throwing fire. I mean, there had to be some kind of grudge or some kind of fight. Unless it's just a maniac.
Maybe. It doesn't even say what the flammable is. It just says an unknown flammable substance.
Yeah. I don't know.
It said the suspect was unknown to the victim, so supposedly he had no clue who it was.
Well, fair enough. I guess we can just trust CNN on that.
Yeah. What else you got for us?
This is from, I don't know where this is from, MSNBC. It's right there at the bottom. This is super weird. And I don't know if first of all, I'll just read the headline. How historians are using high-tech tools to reconstruct black history. I feel like I should read some of this. Should I read some of this?
Did you read the story at all beforehand?
I did read this one.
Okay, so just tell me about it.
I don't know if I can tell you enough about it to have any kind of intelligent comment. So there's that.
Why don't you read a little bit of it to me then?
So this is by a guy named J. Han Jones, and it's from February 13th of this year, so it's kind of older. I met historian Dave Tell, a University of Kansas professor and digital project developer focused on restoring historical memory back in 2019. I traveled to the Mississippi Delta to cover the unveiling of a new bulletproof memorial for Emmett Till that was unveiled after previous signs had been defaced by gunfire, blah, blah, blah. Tell, who serves as a historical teacher to members of Till's family, was an invaluable guide during my time in the Delta. He's one of the most well-versed historians you'll find when it comes to the story of Till's lynching. I don't know who this guy is, Emmett Till. This next thing is where it gets really interesting. But it's Tell's digital work that puts him on the cutting edge. He's part of a growing groups of academics and artists that puts other augmented and virtual reality tools to fight historical erasure. It's an approach deployed by educators and universities, blah, 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 blah. So apparently this guy is using augmented and virtual reality tools to fight historical erasing, like monument defacing and stuff. Which
That's
I don't
cool.
even know what that means. But
I mean, my assumption is what they're doing probably is mapping out whatever historical monuments exist, right? And just producing a virtual 3D model of them.
that you can
To
like
keep
look
them
at
from-
through glasses.
Yeah.
Because augmented reality isn't like that Pokemon Go
Yeah, that kind of thing.
is augmented reality.
Yeah, that's actually kind of neat.
I just thought it was weird and I had never heard.
That's fascinating. And that's a good idea. Like, think of all the monuments that get like either destroyed or taken down over time. Like, going ahead and mapping them means, you know, if you have a good enough, high quality enough, high definition high enough definition scan, you could just rebuild it,
Yeah.
right, to the exact same specifications.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy how that's even possible, though.
I mean, that is mind blowing.
If I'm understanding this correctly, and you can just put on some glasses and see how a statue used to look.
It's freaking cool, dude. That's wild.
Yeah.
It's like a little scary, a little scary, but that actually doesn't really freak me out at all. I think that's kind of cool. I was expecting something more sinister the way you talked about it. It's not sinister at all. It's really neat.
Yeah, it just blows my mind, that level of technology.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Boy, do we sound like old people. Isn't technology nice, kids?
We are old people, man. We're not kids. We're not part of the kids anymore.
That's true. We hit 30 this year.
Yeah. What else you got for me?
Dude, so I made an effort to peruse InfoWars, everybody's favorite news site.
I did too.
Apparently, there were some illegal immigrants who, instead of like hopping the border the regular way, just called a Lyft to ride into California.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's talking about how, like, you know, waves of illegal immigrants have been coming across the border. And this article suggests, you know, California has offered virtually no assistance to federal authorities to stem the flow. And so apparently on Thursday,
This past Thursday?
yeah. Well, no, I don't know. Let me check the date.
There's
here.
lots of Thursdays.
So
I don't
this
guess it
was
matters.
this was written May 26th. So it's written today at 3:17 p.m. It says a Fox News correspondent published a series of, this says, quote, disturbing videos and photos, unquote, showing mobs of illegals wandering across rural roads in southeastern San Diego County. But it says that while many of these people expect to be, you know, picked up by Border Patrol and released in the U.S., one group just got sick of waiting, so they called a Lyft and got picked up.
Yeah, from what I understand, like, even when they do picked up, they're just like, hey, come here on this court date, and they just don't, and then they're just like let free. Right? Is that accurate?
I don't know. Can we check that, John? Can you check that, John?
Well, I think that's at least somewhat accurate, but that's pretty wild. Because
That's the best immigration policy I've ever heard. Just call a Lyft and ride over the border, dude.
Because I've been to Mexico and it took like 4 hours to get back in. It took like 3 seconds to get out and 4 hours to get back in. So it's wild that people can just call a Lyft when I had to sit in line and present my passport to customs.
Yeah, I've never been out of the country. because I'm the worst.
Well, I don't think that has anything to do with your standings in anything. I've been out of the country 3 times, and all times were to Mexico.
So you could have just called a Lyft and made things a lot easier.
Apparently, they didn't have a Lyft in 2002. 2000. No, it was 2000. That was the first time I went to. Did they have Lyft in 2012? That was the last time I went to Mexico.
I think that stuff was like brand new back in like 2012.
So maybe I could have. Maybe in California, where everything is,
That's when smartphones were
progress.
first becoming popular.
Yeah, they had a Carl's Jr. that I thought was Hardee's.
That's because it is.
And I was so excited to be back and get a biscuit from Hardee's, and they didn't have it because it was like a fake Hardee's. It was called Carl's Jr. And
everybody knows what Carl's Jr. is.
Oh, well, we have Hardee's here where we're from, and I was bummed out that they didn't have a biscuit.
This side of the Mississippi River, we have Hardee's. On the other side of the Mississippi River, it's Carl's Jr.
Yeah, there was an In-N-Out burger. It was good. So that was I kind of balanced out my disappointment at not having Hardee's.
Thank you for taking
us
on a culinary tour.
Look, these immigrants may have experienced similar things, so I'm just trying to weave it all in. Like, they might have been looking for Hardee's as well. You never know. It was in San Diego County. So what happened to me was in the place where these immigrants were. So I'm just relating. You got a problem with that?
No.
Are you gonna be okay? You're just not compassionate. Is what you are.
Illegal immigrant family being as disappointed as you are when it's.
Do they have Hardee's in Mexico?
Not actual Hardee's. They're just coming over here to find a better life. They're like,
I don't know. I'm starting to feel like a better life is over there, but Mexico is great.
Oh my gosh! Wow. All right.
Well, that's pretty wild. Who do we have to thank for that? I mean, Biden. Is it Biden's fault?
I don't even know. I don't keep up with.
Does Biden know what Mexico is?
He probably doesn't remember.
Dude, watching those
old Sleepy Joe
gaffes of him,
what is a gaff?
A gaff is like a mess up.
Oh, you actually mean a gaff?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were saying GIF in some weird way.
No. Okay. I like watching him fall off his bike is so funny. If anybody hasn't seen that, go look that up.
We are lucky enough that in our lifetime we've had arguably the 2 funniest presidents that have ever existed. Tell me I'm wrong. Trump's hilarious.
Biden and Trump?
Biden is also hilarious.
Bush was pretty funny.
Oh, dude, yeah, Bush was funny.
And somebody threw shoes at him in Iraq one time. That was funny. Right?
That's pretty funny. I bet Taft was funny, dude, being so fat.
Yeah, he got stuck in the bathtub.
Yeah, had to be lifted out by a crane, according to... That's got to be an urban myth. There's no way that actually...
Did they have cranes in 1881 or whenever he was president or whatever?
Surely.
I don't even know when he was president.
Me either.
I know his name was William Howard Taft. Is everyone impressed by that? You impressed by that, Carson?
I actually knew that. I know almost nothing about the presidents, but I knew that.
I don't know what number he is. When was the last time you thought about him? It's been a long time for me.
The last time I watched A New Girl.
Oh,
they mentioned Taft in that show.
No, that's probably where you got it from, wasn't it?
No.
Okay, sorry for that accusation.
How dare you?
Sorry.
I'm offended.
I'm sorry, dude.
John, did you find anything out about our 18th president?
No, it's later than that.
He is the 27th president. He was president from 1909 to 1913, so yes, they would have had some version of a crane.
Yeah, they had cranes then, in the early 1900s. They also had the crane. Maybe they just attached a bunch of birds to him.
That's true. That was dumb.
That was the dumbest joke I've ever made.
But that's true. They did have birds.
Yeah. I see another article in your hands, bud.
Yeah. This is an article about what it's really like to live in Antarctica from CNN.
Oh, how true do you think that is, the way they have Antarctica locked down?
Well, let me read this to you. A 5-month-long slumber party, a college dorm, an introvert's hell. I mean, look at this writing by Lilith Marcus. So these are just some of the words residents of Antarctica used to describe life in the world's coldest, most mysterious continent.
It is cold and mysterious.
Yeah, that's true. In 1959, I love to harp on this. 12 countries, including Chile, Japan, Australia, and the United States, signed the Antarctic Treaty, pledging that the 7th continent would be used for, quote, peaceful purposes only, end quote. As a result, there are no military bases there, although military planes and ships can bring people and supplies. That means that only a few thousand humans can say that they've lived in Antarctica. So, yet despite bunking with strangers, taking 90-second showers, and having zero privacy, there are intrepid travelers who believe all the challenges are worth it, and Carrie Nelson is one of them. All right, what are your thoughts so far?
What countries were those again?
For the Antarctic Treaty?
Yeah.
I know the United States. There's a whole. This didn't list all of them, but Chile, Japan, Australia, the United States. It's 12 countries initially. Now there's like 50 something.
Can we find that out? Because I'm legitimately curious what countries it was.
North Korea is signed.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and Russia. I know that for a fact. So they get along in Antarctica, but we hate them everywhere else.
Right. Yeah. John, do you have that list of countries? All right. What is it?
So it's a handful. So
North Korea.
I mean, there's a lot of them. So reading it off would take a hot minute. North Korea is
Russia?
Yep.
Not signed.
Russia hasn't signed.
So
okay.
Overview of parties to the Antarctic Treaty System. So somehow North Korea is party to the Antarctic Treaty System, but if not,
what about Cuba?
Is Cuba
just
a country?
Going off of Wikipedia, yes, Cuba is a country.
Oh.
Cuba is part of it. China is part of it.
Russia?
...
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I was curious about. How wild is it that all of these countries that we supposedly hate and aren't we at war with some of those places? Kind of, aren't we like low key at war with Russia? Is that like a thing?
No,
right?
Yeah, I mean you can call it a proxy war, but yes.
Okay, and North Korea?
No,
we're not at war with North Korea.
No, we're at war with all the people in the Middle East.
We're at war with them.
Yeah.
But
then they say like we're like Syria and stuff, but then like Russia funds Syria allegedly and stuff.
Right.
And like
so we're like kind of.
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of at war with them, but we're not like in Russia,
right,
fighting them. We're like fighting stuff that they're paying for allegedly.
No, yes, it's all proxy wars.
Okay, and North Korea's kind of the same way, right? Or no?
No, North Korea, they just do stuff by themselves.
We just don't like that.
They blow up right. They're like, oh, we're gonna shoot a rocket at you, and
then we're like, oh no, you can't.
Yeah, and then Trump and Dennis Rodman go over there, and probably.
Have you seen those interviews with Dennis Rodman?
Great, man.
They're hilarious.
It's great. It's great with Kim Jong-un like going up to like Trump's like humongous SUV. I don't know. They call that a certain thing. It's got a name, and he's just like checking it out. It's kind of like a friendly moment.
That's amazing. Well, point being, why can we all of a sudden agree with North Korea and Russia about this one thing, but we can't agree with them on anything else?
I don't know.
That seems a little fishy.
The penguins got to be important. The climate change,
Penguins are cute.
They are.
They're adorable,
especially baby ones.
Yeah. Your kid looked like a penguin for a hot minute.
Well, thanks for bringing that up. You're not wrong.
Yeah, he did. It's like a really cute penguin.
Yeah. So, that's just.
Do you have anything else to say about that?
This article is just talking about this woman's life from Minnesota. She worked at a janitor.
She was used to being in the cold anyway.
Yeah. Even the guy that created the Antarctic flag, which, if you've ever seen that, as far as I'm aware, that is the only flag that I can think of. I could be wrong here, but that I can think of off the top of my head that has the actual physical landmass outline on it. Can you think of another one?
A globe.
What's that a flag of?
Oh.
Is there a country called Globe?
I see your point.
What I'm saying now?
You mean the flag itself has? Yeah. It's just the outline of Antarctica.
Right.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, that guy who made it, Evan Townsend, worked in the kitchen, and he tended a bar, and he managed a craft room. That sounds fun. I kind of want to go here.
Yeah. You got food, alcohol, and crafts.
There's modern amenities, room for watching DVDs. DVDs aren't modern anymore.
That's a movie theater.
Yeah. Or a living room. It doesn't have to be a craft room. There's a gym. This is all like McMurdo based, by the way.
Controversial opinion. I don't really like crafts for the most part. I don't enjoy them.
Why not?
Like, I've tried to knit. I don't have the patience for knitting.
Is knitting a craft or a hobby?
I would call knitting a hobby. How would you delineate between crafts and hobbies?
I don't know. You're the one that went down this rabbit hole.
Boring discussion we've ever had. Crafts and hobbies. Well, is there anything else interesting in that article?
No, but you can get it to bring it around all the way to Red Lobster. You can get a Thai massage in Antarctica. So, man, these people are invading everything.
Apparently.
This Thai union group is taking over Antarctica. That's what I'm reading into this.
So what you're saying is eventually you'll be able to eat some endless shrimp in Antarctica.
Yeah, they're going to open up a Red Lobster in Antarctica.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah.
One of those destination restaurants.
Yeah, the main thing is, I don't know, Antarctic Treaty. It's weird.
Do you have any other thoughts on the Antarctic Treaty, or just it's weird?
You summarized it best. You know, if we hate all these countries, why are we in a treaty with them?
Yeah, that's sketchy.
That's sketchy.
Must be something crazy there.
Must be something going on.
Well, there's that guy who they interviewed who was saying like, hey, there are a bunch of direct energy weapons.
Oh, dues?
Yeah.
Dues?
Yeah. That says like there's an array of those.
Who is that guy? Is that guy just some guy?
It was some guy who was supposedly like a whistleblower, and I think he said that there was like an array of like, I don't know, some kind of telescope of some sort that was supposed to read something that was coming in, some kind of radio array. But he said it could also transmit and basically be a directed energy weapon.
That's exciting.
I'm pretty sure, check me on that, John, but I'm pretty sure that's how that interview
was it
went.
Julian?
I don't know.
He's the most famous whistleblower, probably. Or no, probably Snowden, or him.
Well, that's a completely different thing.
What whistleblower?
Ironic that his name is Snowden and it wasn't about Antarctica, but that's a completely
He's a
different
whistleblower,
thing.
was he? Wasn't he an NSA? I'm just naming off whistleblowers I know.
Why?
To try and help you figure out who that guy was, because you couldn't be any more vague. I guess you could say a guy. That would probably be more vague. But
I don't remember his name. I'm pretty sure he was like a janitor around the facility.
Oh well, doesn't matter.
Are you talking about the Ice Cube neutrino detector?
Yes, that, John,
Gotcha.
that.
So, yeah, I'm seeing a few interviews about a guy talking about this.
John said it was a guy, so which one is it?
Trying to figure out.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out.
I love watching it.
Eric Hecker appears to be his name. I think his name's Eric Hecker. I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't know.
It's in this.
I've never heard of that, but there's all kinds of crazy stuff that's going on down there.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, I mean, freaking Buzz Aldrin went down there and had a heart attack.
What?
Yeah, that's a real story. Look that up. John Kerry. Everybody know who John Kerry is?
Do people still know who John Kerry is?
That's why I'm asking, because we're old. He was going against Bush. And
that's been a little while.
Yeah, like 20 years ago. But he was down there during during Trump's inauguration. One of them. It was either Obama's or Trump's.
Pretty sure he was at Obama's inauguration.
Maybe it was like within the past 14 years. John Kerry went to Antarctica on an important date. So yeah, why in the world would they go down there?
I don't know.
Pretty weird, man.
That is insane.
There's all kinds of. You can't go down there by yourself. I saw a video on that. I've seen many videos on that. So it'd be a fun place to visit, that's for sure.
I mean, yeah, it'd be crazy.
You can take cruises there.
They let you actually get out and walk around?
For a little bit. To look at the penguins, and I think you can camp on some islands, but
who's trying to camp somewhere that's that cold? That sounds terrible.
I'm sure if you're just on the islands and it's in the summer, it'd be in the 20s or something.
It's cold.
Yeah, but it's doable. It's not not negative 100.
Yeah,
like it is at the South Pole Station. Pretty sure it's negative 100.
That's insane.
Yeah, and I've watched so many videos in Antarctica. It's fun.
Sounds like a blast.
Yeah. A cold blast of cold air. Give me another article, Carson.
Apparently, there's a guy who has an emotional support alligator.
Oh, is he a Florida man?
Georgia, it sounds like. Or at least the alligator went missing in Georgia.
Oh, did they find it? That's what I... If it's a good reporter writing it, do reporters write the story? They need to.
Who else would write the story?
They need to let us know if they found it. Why is that on the news?
I don't know. I don't know who's reporting on it. Also, who has an emotional support alligator?
Well, that reaction right there is exactly why they put that on the news. Don't you think?
Probably, but I mean,
why is that news? Why do I care? Why do I, a reader in Tennessee, care if an alligator got loose in Georgia? It's only there because it's an emotional support alligator, and you're like, that's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
That's like a 6-foot-long killing machine that's supposed to, like, love you, I guess?
When was or help you through trauma?
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
Or, like...
Something like that.
PTSD or whatever?
Yeah, apparently he is legitimately legally certified as an emotional support animal.
How do you do that? Is there, like, a federation or registration or something?
I would assume so.
Did the alligator have to take a test?
How would that work?
I don't know. I mean, the dogs are always so nice that you see in like Home Depot and stuff.
They always tell you. How do you know if they're nice? You can't like touch them and stuff.
They always seem so nice and calm, and it's always like labs. It's like big fluffy labs.
Yeah.
Big fluffy alligator. Imagine if alligators had fur. I think that'd be even scarier. What do you think?
If alligators had fur?
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be they're terrifying either way.
I don't know.
Apparently, this guy...
I'm not scared of alligators. They don't really terrify me.
I'm so scared of alligators. Why would you not be scared of that?
Because...
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
You should be scared of that animal.
I'm just not.
They're massive and could kill you. You should be scared of them.
I like alligators better than snakes and better than...
Snakes also terrify me.
Yeah. I would rather be 2 feet from an alligator than be 2 feet from a snake. That's a fact.
I don't want to be anywhere near either one of them.
Okay.
Ever.
Well, okay.
Keep them far away from me.
All right. Now we know that. What about a crocodile?
Hard pass.
Think they're any different?
People are they different from alligators? I think that's nonsense. Whoever says they're different, they look exactly the same to me.
There's something in their noses or snouts or whatever. There's crocodiles in America, just barely. They're in like the tip of Florida, but there's alligators everywhere. There's some alligators in West Tennessee, confirmed by the TWRA in Hardeman County. Isn't that wild?
Some exciting local news right there.
Yeah.
Alligators in
Think
Tennessee.
about how far north that is. I mean, it gets cold in the winter, but they can just like poke their head up out of the ice if it freezes.
Yeah.
So
that's insane.
Yeah, some crazy adaptations.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun fact.
Well, apparently, sorry to bring this back around, but I think this is insane.
Are they serving alligators at Red Lobster? With this new Thai group trying to throw in some new business?
Bring some of that flavor of Asia to Red Lobster.
There are Chinese alligators. But, okay, keep talking.
Apparently, he lost the alligator somewhere in Georgia.
Who is he? Oh, the guy who needed it?
Yeah. Apparently, he just...
Well, I hope he's okay.
My computer just flipped out.
Does he need a new emotional support animal? Your computer flipped out?
Yes. It's like freaking out.
Why?
I don't know. Oh, John.
Is that a bad thing?
John, focus. I have a keyboard over there. I need you to move it. Something is on it, and it's messing with my whole computer.
Oh, technical difficulties. Yeah. Oh, look at that guy. Oh, I'm seeing the picture of that guy.
Yeah. He's hugging a freaking alligator.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a guy hugging. Apparently, he lost it in Georgia, though. He just lost the alligator somewhere in Georgia. I think it says what town. Let me see.
I need to know what town. I'm going to go and find it.
Let's see. I can't find it. I've lost it. Dang it. I'm sorry.
Georgia has like 1 million counties. You can try to guess which one.
Oh, does it really?
Game.
It's in Brunswick, Georgia.
Okay, there you go. He lost the alligator in Brunswick, Georgia, and apparently...
Drama.
some local governing body said that he will be prosecuted if they catch the alligator.
Oh, what are they going to charge him with?
I don't know.
Reckless endangerment?
I have no clue. Why would you prosecute him? I don't understand.
I just don't understand why that's on the news, but that's weird, man.
Well, why do you think it's on the news?
Just to subliminally tell everyone just that this world is so freaking crazy and everything's going to crap, that we have to have emotional support alligators.
How absurd is that phrase? Emotional supports alligator.
Yeah, it's wild. But hey, whatever. If it makes this guy happy, that's what they all say. If it makes you happy.
That keyboard over there just typed 2W 4 million times. I'm not going to You want what?
I want an emotional support alpaca that I can ride in.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Just ride an alpaca into Walmart?
Yeah. I can rub his neck because I got long necks.
You can make sweaters.
What would your emotional support animal be?
I mean, dogs. No,
you're so boring.
Like a red panda?
That's better.
Those are so freaking cute, dude. I want a panda so bad. Just like a little red panda.
Yeah, they're kind of more like a fox.
I think they're endangered.
There's a whole conspiracy that pandas aren't real. Have you seen that?
No.
I need to look into that.
Pandas are so cute.
China owns all the pandas somehow. And it's not even China. Because we could get into the whole, technically China is Taiwan. And what is China now is, the usurper of China. And, everybody should look into Taiwan and China. It's fun. We should do an episode on that one day.
All right.
Is that all?
Didn't somebody get in hot water for saying, Taiwan was... I think it was John Cena. I think John Cena, mentioned Taiwan and then later came back and apologized to China for saying Taiwan was a separate country. I think he said that he issued an apology in Chinese for saying. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the thing.
The People's Republic of China thinks Taiwan is part of their stuff, but then Taiwan is just the Republic of China, I think. And it's the original China that the Communist People's Republic of China kicked out to Taiwan. And now there's just kind of this stalemate, this eternal stalemate, I believe. That's my summary of the situation.
So are they a war, or is this just a thing?
No, it's just it's just a cold. They probably don't give a crap because they're all doing business with each other and making money off, manufacturing. But
right.
Yeah, it's some kind of Cold War stalemate.
Dude, I have another headline I want to read you.
Okay.
Well, staying in Asia and circling back around to Red Lobster, actually.
Oh,
this gets us back.
All right.
So I know that's important to you.
Now, this episode should be sponsored by Red Lobster, and we need to reach out and see if they'll give us some money.
Red Lobster, hit us up.
All right. Or some biscuits. I'll take biscuits. All right. Yeah. Continue.
Pay us in cheddar bay biscuits.
They're so good, man.
That'd be so... I'm already...
And you can't... And I know they sell the mix at Walmart.
They do.
But it's just not as good.
Have you had it?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. If you do it right.
I just think you got to get it from Red Lobster to have the full experience.
Sometimes my sister-in-law makes cheddar bay biscuits, and it's phenomenal.
They're good.
Yeah.
What's your headline?
Circling back around to Thailand, a Thai town was maddened by marauding monkeys, and they launched a plan to lock the monkeys up, jail them, and send them away.
Think about those are so many things that play just in that headline, the alliteration. It's well done.
Yeah, Thailand town, marauding monkey, maddened by marauding monkeys. That's good writing.
Right, that's going to catch the eye.
Yeah.
Or catch the brain. 100%. And then you've got the ridiculousness of putting monkeys in jail.
the way they talk about this sounds so intense.
Where is this from? Is this from CNN?
This is from Associated Press.
Associated Press is supposed to be the legit guys.
Dude, they had some interesting stuff. They have a whole section on just weird news stories that I looked through, and this was on there.
Really?
Yeah. It says,
what's it called? What's the section called?
I don't remember.
Weird news?
Yeah, something like that. Look it up.
I will look it up on my own time.
Yeah, I want to tell you about the story.
Because we're going to be doing, news stuff, frequently.
Yes.
But continue.
All right. A Thai town run ragged by its ever-growing population of marauding wild monkeys launched an offensive against the simian raiders on Friday using trickery and ripe tropical fruit.
Oh.
Is that not the most exciting first paragraph to a news article you've ever read?
Yeah. Why is this news?
Several high-profile cases of monkey-human conflict recently convinced authorities in Lopburi in central Thailand that they had to reduce the animals' numbers. If all goes well, most will end up behind bars before starting a new life elsewhere. This is a news story. This is an actual news story.
Oh, they're just like capturing them and putting them in somewhere else.
Yeah,
they're
the way
not
they
putting
talk
them in
about
prison. You're supposed to think they're putting them in prison if you just read the headline.
I know, yeah.
There's like a island in Florida, or maybe it's South Carolina, where they're just like a monkey got out, or a couple monkeys got out, and now there's so many of them that you can't even go to that island.
Just because the monkeys will wreck you?
Yeah, I think it's either in South Carolina or Florida, but I don't know. But I just remember reading about that on Wikipedia once.
John, did you find anything out about our friend John Cena? Was that a yes?
I mean, yeah, it's a true story.
Really? Dude, I was right about something for once in my life.
He apparently referred to Taiwan as a country, and back in 2021, and the headline to this article is John Cena's China apology, what you need to know, that he referred to Taiwan as a country and all hell broke loose.
Oh my gosh, so much
It's like
drama.
his apology was in Mandarin. Yeah.
Hey, there's something like, dude, China.
That's wild.
So it is a true story.
China is wild, man. Like the NBA is like somehow become Chinese. There's like all kinds of stuff. Dude, the NBA in China is a big thing. And
Is that why Dennis Rodman goes over to North Korea? Those aren't the same country, I realize that, but
yeah, but China and Russia like back North Korea,
yeah.
right? Allegedly, and then like South Korea and like U.S. is like South Korea is like the West, and you know, what was I saying about? And TikTok, you know, TikTok's like China, right?
Yeah.
And didn't old Feinstein? Didn't she have like a Chinese spy in her entourage for like 40 years? Or something?
Who?
Dianne Feinstein.
I don't know who that is.
She's like a Jewish senator from California, I believe.
That's exciting. Backed by China.
Yeah, which is weird. Because Chinese, they're Buddhist. Not that religion has anything to do with it, but it was just a whole weird thing. I don't even know if that's true, but that was like a big thing going on.
We should check and see if that's actually true.
Yeah. Well, is John, are you looking up Feinstein's Chinese spy?
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have just made that up. I know I saw that somewhere. That doesn't mean it's true that I saw it somewhere, but it's like an actual thing. Where were we going?
Aren't we like supposed to be diametrically opposed to China somehow?
Yeah, but
Ideologically?
yeah, right, because they're communist and America's not, and capitalist. But
Yeah.
then everybody loves TikTok. It's replaced Vine.
Well, wasn't Trump supposed to like ban TikTok or something like that?
I don't know. I don't keep up with it.
We're gonna ban it. It's gonna be opulent. It's gonna be wonderful.
Is he going to come out with like Trump talk?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trump talk.
Yeah.
Trump talk towers.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That would be fun.
I'd go there.
Dude, there's so many Trump towers. Did you know that?
No.
There's like a one in Chicago. There's like one.
Is it like all the World Trade Centers?
No, there's more than that. There's what do you mean by that?
Well, there are a bunch of towers that were part of the World Trade Center, right?
Yeah, but just in New York. Was there World Trade Centers in different?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I just thought you meant multiple towers in the same general area.
No. There's like all over the world, dude. They're in Chicago. They're in. I think there's one in Las Vegas, maybe. Oh, just a.
Yeah, he's a big real estate mogul. What do you expect?
Yeah, but when you think of Trump Tower, you think of like
the one in New York.
Yeah, the building from
Yeah.
The Dark Knight. But there's a bunch of Trump Towers.
It's in the Dark Knight.
Yeah, like Wayne Enterprises.
Mm-hmm. Is modeled off of Trump Towers.
It is Trump Tower.
It is Trump Tower.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That shows you how much I know.
Yeah, I love those movies.
I mean, those are the definitive Batman movies, I feel like, right?
For sure.
At least for our generation.
Yeah, well, they're really the only ones in our generation. You can't even count the Ben Affleck ones.
I've never seen that.
Batman versus Superman, they're terrible.
Didn't Robert Pattinson do?
Yeah,
Batman?
that's like a new one. That was like 2 or 3 years old now.
It seems like an odd choice for Batman.
I watched it. It was pretty good. I mean, it's not as good as The Dark Knight, but
I'll ashamedly admit.
Andy Serkis is I'm pretty sure it's
Alfred?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And Bernard is.
I don't know how I feel about that.
And Bernard is the guy who played Bernard in Westworld is Commissioner Gordon. And what's his name? from Severance and Oh Brother Where Art Thou, Pete.
Oh, I don't know that actor's name at all.
Yeah, well, he's also in that movie.
Okay, great. Thanks for giving me a rundown of the cast.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked for it.
No, I didn't.
Well, I thought you asked for it in my mind. So
I will ashamedly admit I enjoyed the Twilight movies.
I don't know if I've ever seen the movies. The books were pretty good.
The books were decent.
John, did you find Dianne Feinstein?
Yeah, so it was back in 2018. It was discovered that she had a Chinese spy as a staffer for nearly 20 years.
No big deal. That's no big deal.
Is she a congresswoman?
Yeah, she's a senator. I think she's dead now.
No, she's still alive.
Well, who is it that died recently?
I don't know. We had a congresswoman with a spy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee at the time when this dude was supposedly caught.
We complain about that, but don't we do that to a bunch of other people? Why is it okay when we do it, but not okay when they do it? You know?
Who's we?
Seems like a double standard. The United States.
Oh. We do
Seems
what?
like kind of a double standard.
I didn't follow that at all. We do what? What did we do?
We probably have a bunch of spies and people's
okay. I
cabinets
see what you're saying
stuff,
now.
You know?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a massive double standard.
Yeah, but we're like, don't do that to us.
That's right. We have. I'm sure we got. Pick a country.
Yeah.
We'll just say Venezuela. I'm sure we got some Venezuelan guys that are on our side or work for us. But if Venezuela was spying against us, then it'd be bad.
Like we got to murder those people.
Yeah.
Hey, what's that country where like they had a libertarian president take over and he like fired everybody? Is that Argentina?
Bolsonaro. That's Brazil.
Oh, it's Brazil.
You're thinking of Argentina and Javier Milei.
That's it. That's it.
Bolsonaro got like stabbed or something, didn't he? Whoa. Continue on. This came off.
Is that right, John?
What are you asking?
The Argentinian guy?
Yeah, Javier Milei.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a libertarian, very Misesian and Rothbardian.
I don't know what either of those things are.
Gosh, John, that just got so boring.
He's a Rothschild? Is that what you're telling me?
They're libertarian, I guess philosophers, but kind of one of those types of people who draws from their line of thinking on economics.
If he's a libertarian, then he's in the government. I mean, that's kind of like.
From what I heard, he pretty much like cut the whole government. Like.
Destroyed it?
No, I mean, not the whole thing, obviously.
Should we move to Argentina?
He Ron Swanson the government.
Ooh,
he
nice.
like just slashed the thing.
That's my kind of person.
Yeah, that's super cool. That's probably the party my values would align most with, politically speaking. I think. I'm really not sure. I haven't looked into libertarian ideology.
The porcupine.
What?
You know how Republicans are red elephant, Democrats is a blue donkey.
Yeah.
Libertarians are yellow porcupines.
What's the Tea Party? Do they have an animal?
I think the Tea Party got absorbed by the Republicans. I think.
Okay. That makes sense. They were all just Republicans anyway.
Yeah. So that's
what's RFK? What's his political party? He's still independent? Has he picked a party?
I mean,
who are you asking?
Either one of you.
Oh, historically, I think he's been a Democrat, but momentarily he's an independent.
Okay. Well, does that even mean anything anymore? Republican, Democrat? Do people pay attention to that nonsense anymore? I don't feel like they do.
I don't, but that doesn't mean other people don't or do not.
We should look more into that. Let's talk about other news articles, though.
Yeah.
Murph, what else you got for me?
This is also from the lovely InfoWars that you mentioned, but this one actually is crazy because everybody knows about this. Everybody's heard about this. Elon Musk, his brain chip, his Neuralink brain chip.
Yeah.
That everyone's heard of. It's being implanted in a second patient.
Oh my gosh.
So apparently it's already been put in a first patient, which I didn't know that. But it's received approval from the FDA to go into this guy named Nolan Arbol, who is 30. Oh, we're 30. Oh, wow.
That's sad.
He's a quadriplegic, and he's going to control a computer mouse using his thoughts with no ill effect. Oh, no. This is the first guy. Oh, excuse me. The first guy's name is Nolan. So this has already happened. Wow. So he can control a computer with his thoughts. That's wild.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so they're going to put it in a second person.
We don't know who yet. Sounds like right.
I'm scanning this. I don't think so.
Dude, the idea of Neuralink scares the mess out of me.
Yeah, it's wild. This one apparently is going to be, it's the size of a quarter, and it's going to be implanted deeper into the brain than the first one to prevent it from retracting.
That is
It's going to happen in June. Another 8 people are in trials before the end of the year. And oh wow, more than 1,000 quadriplegics have signed up.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you?
That's a whole can of worms. No telling, dude.
I mean, imagine if that could afford you a level of freedom you haven't experienced in, over a decade.
But dude, can they screw with your brain?
That's the big question.
Yeah.
That's what's scary about that. But I mean, if you can't move or do anything for yourself, that's rough. Being able to even do something that you and I, think of as so simple as operating a computer would be life-changing for somebody like that. That'd be huge. I mean,
yeah, I guess. I mean, that's a good point. It's all quadriplegic.
Yeah.
But I mean, how long does it take to jump from quadriplegic to you and me? No,
I mean exactly, and that's the bit that scares me is how long before that becomes commonplace and somebody has access to my head. I don't want other people to have access to my head.
Yeah, for real.
Or the rest of me, for that matter. But my head would be unfortunate.
Dude, there are wires in this thing. I'm just skimming this.
Well, of course there are. It's electronic.
Yeah, but they're thinner than a strand of human hair. And that's how this thing is reading brain signals. That's wild.
That is insane.
That's freaking crazy. I just thought, that'd be a fun one. This would be fun to talk about.
I mean, that's one of those things a lot of people talk about how eventually we're going to be half computer.
Yeah.
That's the first step that direction, the first real step that direction.
Yeah, dude, freaky. I wouldn't sign up for it, but I mean, I kind of get your point. If you're a quadriplegic, what do you have to lose? That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean by that?
No, yeah.
It meant no offense to a quadriplegic. But.
Right. Well, there was a guy, I think a while back, John double-checked me on this, but I think he volunteered for the first head transplant that was attempted. I don't know if it was actually attempted, but he volunteered to have head transplant, to have his head put on someone else's body.
Wasn't that just like a death sentence?
I think he was Italian, and if I remember correctly, I can't even remember if they attempted it, but I think, and double check me on this, John, I think they attempted it, and obviously it didn't pan out well.
Yeah, he died. I mean, what other option is there for not panning out well?
That's about it.
Yeah.
But I'm relatively certain that I think it happened in maybe Italy.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
For some reason, that makes me wildly think of and this is just randomly graphic, but you hear the stories of when a guillotine chops someone's head off and then the head's still alive for a few seconds. Yeah.
That's freaky.
So from what I'm reading, the first guy was a Russian dude, and he backed out of it. I think the
physician may have been Italian.
The physician is Italian.
That's what I'm remembering. Here, you'll find this interesting, Murph. John, I think I found an article on it.
Okay.
A 33-year-old man suffering from a debilitating disease volunteered to have his head transplanted on another person's body, but he pulled out of the operation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what was this guy's name?
Valery Spiridonov.
You should. I'm going to try to remember that later and run that through my numerology calculator. Exciting stuff.
I know. Yeah, who doesn't want to hear about that? But yeah, apparently he volunteered and then backed out. I mean, I'd back out too.
That's obvious. That's the most obvious thing you've ever said. Would you have volunteered in the first place?
Dude, I mean, I wouldn't have, but I'm also not suffering from a, disease like this guy was. So I mean, it's stuff like that's understandable when you're going through that level of.
I don't know. Yeah, that gets into euthanasia and all kinds of ethical dilemmas and stuff.
Right.
It's crazy.
But yeah, he backed out. So
wild stuff in the news, man.
Yeah, and actually, the president-elect of the American Association of Neurological Surgeons told The Independent, "I would not wish this on anyone. I would not allow anyone to do it to me, as there are a lot of things worse than death." That was his quote regarding the surgery.
Oh, that's actually That's a pretty cool thing to come from somebody so high and distinguished to say something like that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is great.
News.
Sorry, that laugh was not related to that comment. That was a sad comment. But
yeah, you're
things up a bit.
You're laughing at someone who's suffering, Carson.
Yeah, no. Let me tell you about this article I found on. This is again from Associated Press. Colorado woman tried to steal a pickup truck but couldn't handle the stick shift, police said.
That can't be real.
Stereotypes.
Yeah, they just have to put that in there to be funny. Are you sure this isn't a Babylon Bee section?
It's on Associated Press's website. Came out May 9th of this year. A Colorado woman's attempt to steal a pickup truck shortly after she was released from jail on a car theft charge was thwarted not by officers nor the truck's owners, but her inability to drive a stick shift.
I mean, I can't drive a stick shift.
Me either. I can't drive a stick at all.
What are we laughing at?
our own insufficiency.
Yeah, okay.
I just thought if you're going to steal a car, don't steal one you can't drive.
I'm going to defend this poor woman. Maybe she didn't know.
You can see if it's a stick.
Can you?
Look in the window.
Well, maybe she didn't have enough time. Maybe she was just trying to get one. Like, maybe somebody had just gone in to the gas station and let their car running. And maybe she was just trying to get it real fast.
Trying to run in there and grab a...
Yeah.
I just thought that was a great headline.
Yeah, that is funny. It'd be a lot funnier if we actually knew how to drive stick shifts, but
yeah,
it's kind of self-deprecation.
I can't drive a stick shift at all. If I tried to steal one, I would get caught immediately.
Yeah, my lawnmower used to be stick shift, but that's about it. In high school, it was manual.
That's excellent.
Yeah,
and you could drive it.
I could.
I'm proud of you.
So can't be that much different.
My bike is manual. Does that count? My bicycle.
When was the last time you rode your bicycle?
A year ago.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually...
Look at me.
That's more recent. That's much more recent, I thought.
It was shortly after I moved.
All right, what else you got? Sure, we got to be wrapping it up. We've been talking forever.
Apparently, somebody planted a bunch of weed in the state capital of Wisconsin's tulip garden.
That's funny. In Madison, Wisconsin?
Yes.
Because that's the capital of Wisconsin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did it get harvested?
I don't believe so. Yeah, no. A spokesperson for the State Department of Administration told Associated Press in an email Friday that workers had removed the plants, but that her agency couldn't determine if they were marijuana or hemp. Like, is there really a difference? I don't actually know. Is there a legitimate difference between marijuana and hemp, or does it just depend on what strain of the same plant
I have no
you're
idea.
using?
I have no idea, dude. I always kind of thought like marijuana was like the leaves and hemp was like kind of the not leafy part, but I have no idea. So
I think there's separate strains of... Yeah, okay, so both are forms of cannabis. Obviously, we don't think marijuana has the compounds that get people high. Compound that gets people high. It's just wild somebody was able to plant weed in the state tulip garden in front of the Capitol.
It's probably somebody that worked there.
Maybe. Maybe.
You know,
apparently somebody told the University of Wisconsin Madison botanist. Apparently she examined the plants and told the station that they were cannabis plants, but she couldn't say for certain whether they were marijuana or hemp. So that doesn't. John, did you find the difference between
riveting
weed and hemp?
The term hemp is used to mean cannabis that contains 0.3% or less of THC content by dry weight. So it is just the cannabis plant minus the THC components.
But is there like a legitimate identifiable difference between the actual plants themselves? You know, like some it's like having different strains of onions or something. You know, we should find that out.
I mean, hemp and marijuana are not two different species of plant.
Okay, so it's all about like how it's raised and bred.
Exactly.
Correct.
It's gotten so hot in here since we turned the air conditioner off.
Yeah, it's getting warm. I have two more news articles to share with you. Did you share your last one? Do you have one more?
Yeah, I have. Well, I got like 3 more, but I can end my little portion on this. There was a guy in Iowa who cut off the head of a Baphomet on a satanic temple that was in the Iowa State Capitol.
Why was there a Baphomet in the Iowa State Capitol?
That's a great question. This guy, because it's like freedom of religion, Right, this guy Michael Cassidy, he was like walking in there for some reason, and he just hated it, and he just decapitated it.
How did he get a knife in the state capitol? Most of those have.
I'm pretty sure he just like ripped it off with his hands. Look, there's a picture of the damage display.
Dude.
I'm gonna throw up a link.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all his charges were dropped. So he was initially charged with a Class D felony under Iowa.
All his charges were dropped?
Yeah, he was charged with a Class D felony and hate crime.
Wow.
He's from Mississippi, so that explains why he...
They hate everything.
That explains why he was destroying it. He said he went to the Capitol, nobody was there, and it offended me. It touched a nerve. It was, as you know, righteous indignation. Cassidy said on Fox News that he pulled his head off, referring to the display of Baphomet.
The Baphomet's creepy, man.
Oh, dude, it is.
It's terrifying.
This is on January 31st.
So it's been a little bit.
Right, but then his charges were dropped. And
he's a Navy veteran.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought so. If I didn't say that, yeah, he was a Navy veteran.
You didn't say that.
From Mississippi. All his charges have been dropped as of May 25th.
Well, if anybody's going to do that, it's a freaking Navy vet from Mississippi.
I know, man. Not today, Satan. Not today.
Is that what he said while he was ripping it off?
No, that's what InfoWars said on their
oh my God.
article, which is hilarious.
That is hilarious. Wow.
Good grief, he could have spent 5 years in jail if he was convicted. That's wild.
Oh my gosh. Just for ripping the head off of the satanic statue. Yeah. Granted, I mean, doing stuff like that in the state capitol is just not advisable in general, but...
What? Ripping a head off of Baphomet? That's always advisable.
Well, just doing it in the state capitol doesn't seem like the wisest idea.
Oh, I'm all for it.
Fair enough.
I approve, Michael Cassidy. I approve.
All right, last story I have. Apparently, a fire breather fought off a mariachi band in a turf war over tips.
Wow.
In Mexico. There's a video of him breathing fire at the mariachi band, trying to get them away from his street corner. He's like throwing fire at these people.
I mean, that's a free market. That's a free market right there.
What? Don't mess with my corner or I'll throw fire on you?
That's right. The mariachi band could have come back with bigger trombones, with like reinforced trombones, and
and what?
I don't know. Fought him off.
Blown the trombones louder. You're not going to do much against somebody throwing fire. You know, what are you going to do with the trombone?
Maybe you could figure out a way to like fire a projectile from it.
From the trombone.
Yeah. It's just a thought.
How news has gotten ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Did people talk about this stuff 20, 30 years ago? I was born 30 years ago. Dang
it. You're slowly playing the sound on that. And it's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's quite terrible.
I can hear it.
It's like just a murmur of. I hope it picked up.
Oh my gosh! I mean, we can agree though. The news stories these days have gotten.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole point of reading all this. They're crazy. Like just everything you look at, something's crazy going on. Some kind of drama. I mean, we didn't even get to the end. I'm sure you saw the endless stream of Trump on trial. It's like 400 different.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
dude! I found one on that today, and I was looking through. It was CNN, and obviously, you know, I haven't found a news website that isn't slanted one way or another. But CNN's, I think, if I remember correctly, they're slanted left pretty aggressively, and so it says, "Start your week smart." Trump booed. Deadly landslide, severe weather, Israel protests, Nicki Minaj. That's their list of things that they're putting together.
Wow.
Yeah, who doesn't want to start their week with the news about Nicki Minaj?
The news has just gotten out of control, and we're just here to have some fun with it.
I'm honestly interested in what they have to say about her. Is that sad? What does that say about me?
I don't know. I get Nicki Minaj and Cardi B and Ariana Grande. I get those all confused.
They're all different.
Yeah.
They're all different.
They are. That doesn't mean I don't get them confused, though.
Apparently, she postponed a UK concert after she was stopped by authorities Saturday at an Amsterdam airport on allegations she was carrying drugs. I thought that was illegal in Amsterdam. I thought that was the whole point.
Yeah, that's probably why they put Amsterdam in there. It's all big. They're just.
Why are you bothering this poor girl?
Ironic.
Yeah. She was released from Dutch police custody on Saturday morning. Wow.
Fine. You're smart because you read that.
Yeah, that's what it meant. What? That's a question. Maybe we can end on this. But like, that was a comment somebody gave to me in elementary school. I remember that distinctly. Is they were like, "Hey, Carson, you're really smart, but you need to read more news."
Okay.
Why would that be useful?
That in elementary school? I guess it doesn't matter. That's a weird thing to.
I don't remember. I just remember somebody telling me that.
Yeah, but I will not get caught up in the weirdness of that, and I will engage with the point. Yeah, why does that matter?
Yeah.
Why does reading the news make you smart? I was kind of talking rhetorically. But
right. So that's why I was waiting on you to keep going.
Yeah, but to keep going, it doesn't, man. It doesn't. Like, who funds the news? There's like 6 companies that owns every single one of these. It's like every company is owned by a bigger company who's owned by a bigger company, and it's all like the same across the board if you go down far enough.
Yeah.
Like, clearly everybody can agree that it's gotten more and more divisive, and it's just used to get people bickering and fighting all the time. Like, Lord knows what's going to happen with this election coming up.
It's going to be a while. We got like, what, 6 months till the election starts?
Yeah, something like that. Probably
not starts,
less than that, because it's always at the beginning of November and we're at the end of May. So like 5 months. But what was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying.
All the news companies are the same.
Yeah,
pretty
dude.
much.
Yeah, all designed to get people fighting. So it's just fun to take a step back and laugh at it.
I mean, a lot of the stuff they put out there, if you look at it from a distant enough perspective, it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's so wild. And some of these headlines, man, like marauding monkeys. Wow.
Yeah.
That is kind of sad, actually. If you're getting wrecked by a monkey, that'd be kind of sad. That'd be unfortunate.
Well, where was the monkeys at? Oh, it's in Thailand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like if it was
people that on Red Lobster.
Right. I don't think marauding monkeys would go very well in the United States of America.
They'd get shot.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to advocate you to go shoot monkeys, but that's what would happen in America.
That is what would happen in America.
That's right.
That's right. Especially down here in the South.
That's right.
Tennessee, Alabama, Texas, Mississippi.
Yeah.
America.
That's right.
All right. It is a great country, to be fair. It's a good time.
It is.
Yeah.
News is wild. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, this has been fun.
It has been.
We'll do it again soon.
Yes, we will.
All right.
See you later.
Love you guys.